Today is August 9, 2023. My name is Rob Carter of Kalamazoo Right to Life, and this is Pro-Life Week. Well, discouraging news coming from Ohio last night. I've talked before about issue 1, this vote that would set new guidelines for referendums that would be introducing state constitutional amendments, not just a regular referendum, but one that would change the state constitution. And issue 1 would have raised the bar from a simple majority of 50% to 60%, not quite the 2/3 that a federal constitutional amendment would be, which is a 2/3 vote in the House and a 2/3 vote in the Senate. And then it goes to the state representatives, the state legislatures, and there you would need 3/5 or 60%. So the people who were proposing this change to the Constitution, to the state constitution in Ohio, was trying to match up with the federal guidelines. Well, that failed. Last night, the pro-abortion people who were fighting this were successful, 57 to 43%. So there was quite a sizable defeat. And I looked at a map on one of these Ohio voter websites, and it showed the counties and how they were voting. I think that this is what maybe with like 40 or 50% of the vote already in. And as to be expected, all these rural counties were voting pro-life, somewhere between 55 and 65, up to 70%. But then you look at some of these urban areas like Toledo, 80% pro-abortion. Cleveland, 78% pro-abortion. Cincinnati, 70%. Dayton, 65 to 70. Columbus, 65 to 70. So the places where the population lived, tragically, were voting pro-abortion. And I don't know enough about the situation. I don't know how much money either side really put into this campaign on issue 1. And I don't know how many commercials were aired or radio spots or social media pop-ups on your phone. But it's pretty obvious that the pro-abortion people did outspend the pro-lifers. And, like I've said before many times, we lost Prop 3 because we were unable to match dollar for dollar what the other side was spending. And they were able to just flood the airwaves with deceptive ads, and they were able to convince Michigan's voters that, we need abortion in our state constitution. So now we have to live with this situation. But in Ohio, with a 57% vote yesterday, to make sure that come November, when this referendum does go before the voters, all they need is 51 or 50% plus 1, just a simple majority, and abortion rights will be codified in Ohio's state constitution, legalizing abortion up to fetal viability. And then for the woman's life and health is the buzzword for anything goes. Abortion would be permitted into the final trimester for a woman's health. So that's tragic. I don't know what else to say about this, but it is very discouraging that the people are being misled. They're being fooled into believing that killing your baby is a good thing. And and I got to thinking about who are these people who are voting pro-abortion. And and I've said before, and I've said this before, and I think it's true. I know my wife volunteers at a crisis pregnancy center, and you see people who come in to pro-life clinics. Maybe they've already been to Planned Parenthood or another freestanding clinic, and they're not sure what they want to do, and they're looking for options. And most women, I think, who have an unplanned pregnancy are in a crisis situation. It's a crisis mode. They're looking for solutions. They're looking for options, and people, pro-lifers at pro-life clinics are telling them they do have options. They are loved. They will be cared for. They will be an advocate as they move through that pregnancy. They will be their hands extended to help them and love them, to give birth to that child. So I'm wondering, who are the pro-abortion voters in Ohio and Michigan and other states who are demanding abortion rights? Is it the woman who feels trapped, or are these people so narcissistic, so me-centered? I mean, that's the problem I see. That we have a culture where everything is about me, my rights, my choice. Who was Narcissus in Greek mythology? Wasn't he the guy that looked in a pool or a pond and saw his reflection? I think it's a man. I'm not positive if it was a man or a woman, but sees his reflection and I think kind of falls in love or admires after the image he sees in the pool, in the water, because he falls in love with himself. It's that me, I am the center of my universe. And I was reading the Bible yesterday and I came upon John 15:13. Greater love has no one than this, that he lay down his life for one's friends. So Jesus is talking about real love, that you are willing to sacrifice your life for someone else, even for a stranger. And that's the complete opposite of the pro-abortion mentality that is me-centered. It is my life, my body. And that baby in the womb is inconvenient. It is in my way. It is denying me my right to my happiness. And there is no responsibility. It's just me. It's a very narcissistic worldview. And I venture to say that it's clearly a non-Christian point of view, because Christ talks about sharing, giving, showing compassion, showing love, showing mercy, going the extra mile, helping others before yourself. And the pro-abortion movement is the opposite. It's all self. It's all me. So last thing I want to mention, mark your calendars, November 8, 2023, there will be a rally in Lansing, Michigan. It's called the March for Life. We know about the March for Life in Washington, D.C., but Right to Life in Michigan has been working with the National Right to Life, and we're bringing a rally to Lansing on November 8. And the reason we picked that date, that's the day that we lost Proposal 3. Last year, November 8, 2022, was the midterm election when we lost Proposal 3. We're having a large rally, in pro-life, Right to Life affiliates all over the state will be sending people to Lansing. Now, we don't have the logistics mapped out yet, because we're probably looking at either renting buses or full-size vans. So don't fill your car up yet, because we don't want thousands of people driving to Lansing when there's very limited parking spaces. So we're looking at most likely at buses. So keep this in mind. It's a Wednesday, so if you need to put in for the day off, do it now. The rally, there's going to be like a concert around 10. The rally, there'll be some speakers around 11 o'clock, and then at noon to 1 will be an actual march. And I'm not sure if the march ends at the Capitol building. I'm not sure if it begins at the Capitol building, but it will be near the Capitol building. So, and more information is going to come out, and I'm going to be sharing with this more as we get closer to November 8th. But save the date. Keep that in mind for November 8th. And we'll be sending out information on emails and in our newsletters. So just take note that you have been informed. March for Life, Lansing, Michigan, November 8, 2023. With that, I'll let you go and I'll see you next time.